This map shows that most of Arizona has a less than average risk percentage of being affected by an earthquake. However, the western border along with the northwest corner have a higher risk percentage as they are nearing the San Andreas Fault. Arizona has been fortunate enough to have 0 recorded deaths due to earthquakes, and as you will see, there is very little seismic activity compared to the shocks going on a couple hundred miles west in California. The earliest recorded earthquake in Arizona was documented from Fort Yuma in the early 1800s. From this map, you can see Fort Yuma is located on the California-Arizona border. The largest earthquake to ever occur in Arizona happened on July 21, 1959, and had a magnitude of 5.6 on the Richter scale. And it did not cause any major damage other than a rock slide at Mather Point in the Grand Canyon. More recent earthquakes in Arizona. Here's a video from ABC News of a shock from December 1st, 2014 at a magnitude of 4.7. And it was just 7 miles north of Sedona. You can see here on this map.
Lots of people feeling it. That epicenter of the quake was between Flagstaff and Sedona. No damage or injuries were reported so far, but many residents living nearby are still a bit on edge.
Yeah, the quake was certainly an unwelcome wake-up call. There are concerns about potential aftershocks as well, and ABC 15's Nick Van Zant taking action in Sedona, and he spoke with those who felt the tremors.
Well, all night and all morning long, we've seen extra Sedona police and firefighters driving around, checking different places out to see if there's damage. So far, they haven't really found anything big. Talking with business owners, the only thing we've really seen is this place right inside, A Day in the West, had a couple of pictures that were knocked off. They were knocked on the ground. And then over here, businesses like this that have a lot of items right up on the storefront, well, you can see at the bottom here, they've kind of become a little bit of a jumbled mess. Not a lot of damage, but we've talked with people here. They say this is certainly something that scared them in the middle of the night because they had no idea what was going on.
We felt the whole house cracking, shuddering, making these really loud noises. It sounded like something was traveling.
It was like somebody shaking you to wake you up. And so I immediately looked at her thinking my wife was the one that woke me up. And she said, no, it just felt like an earthquake.
One big thing that still needs to be checked out, though, is what you're looking at right now. It's unclear if any of the red rock formations have been damaged, and if so, how much. That's why officials are asking people to be careful and be on the lookout while hiking or traveling in the area. Back to you.
So the effects aren't too devastating, but this map shows a large cluster of shocks centered around where this one had occurred. This next video is from NAS Today, and is covering a relatively rare, however weak earthquake. It struck on November 25th, 2014 at 2:19 a.m. and had a magnitude of just 2.8.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Audrey Nagel.
And I'm Xavier Rangel. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with news of an earthquake striking northern Arizona early Tuesday morning.
At around 2:19 a.m., a 2.8 magnitude earthquake hit about 3 miles southwest of Kachina Village.
That's right, with the epicenter of the earthquake just 4 miles deep. Many residents just outside of Flagstaff reported shaking for several seconds. We met with the director of the Arizona Earthquake Information Center, Dr. Dave Brumbaugh, to find out more about the history of seismic activity in the high country.
We had a swarm of earthquakes to the east of the one that occurred this morning, and these were approximately 5-10 earthquakes through between 2 and 3 on the Richter scale. They were probably associated with the Anderson Mesa Fault. Before that, in 1979, there was another swarm also close to the fault, so that's pretty much the history of the earthquakes in the area. I don't think the one we had this morning is anything particular to worry about. It's part of normal, what we would call background activity. We occasionally get larger ones, but it's been a while since we've had anything really close to Flagstaff.
It's been 3 years since this area has experienced an earthquake. Dr. Brumbaugh says while seismic events like this are rare, another earthquake of a similar size can be expected in the future.
The Kachina Village is located a few miles north of Sedona, where earthquakes seem to be more frequent. In conclusion, Arizona is not very prone to any kind of earthquake disaster. However, the small tremors can cause rock slides in the canyons that can be a potential danger. After reading a lot about it, I found that they say people move to Arizona because of how few natural hazards occur there.